Hi, kindergarten friends. Let's talk math. Chapter 8, Lesson 6. Compare capacity. Capacity. So capacity is how much something can hold. How much something can hold. So if we compare the capacity of two objects, and then we're going to decide which object holds more. So let's look at these two objects. The first one, that's like a big basin or bucket that could hold like a whole bunch of water for giving your dog a bath or feeding like an animal on a farm. And then over here we have a little, looks like a little fish bowl that you could probably sit up on your counter. So we're going to compare the capacity of these two objects. So this little fish bowl has some water in it, okay? So if we took that water from that little fish bowl and we poured it into that big wash basin, do you think it would fill it up? I have a feeling that if I poured that water from the fish bowl into the wash basin, it would probably only put water a little bit down there. I think we would need a whole lot of fish bowls to fill up that wash basin. So that tells me that the wash basin is the object that can hold more. It has a larger capacity. It can hold more than the fish bowl. Now, draw a line to connect the object that holds less with the words. Draw a line to connect the object that holds more with the words. So over here, this says holds less, and this says holds more. Okay, so which do you think holds less? Do you think the bucket, like you would take to the beach and make a sandcastle with, holds less, or do you think that the coffee cup that mommy or daddy drinks their coffee out of in the morning would hold less? The bucket or the coffee cup? I'm thinking the coffee cup. It's smaller than the bucket. So holds more, we would put that line to the bucket, right? Okay. So now let's go on to the last thing about it. Circle the objects in the bottom row. So this is the bottom row down here. Circle the objects in the bottom row that have a capacity that holds more than the yellow lunchbox. So here's the yellow lunchbox. Which of these things down here do you think could hold more than the yellow lunchbox? Do you think the garbage basket could hold more than the yellow lunchbox? Yeah, I think so too. Do you think that the little crayon box could hold more than the yellow lunchbox? I don't think so. I think it would be really hard to get everything that could go in the lunchbox into that little box. What about this box? Do you think this box could hold more than the yellow lunchbox? I think so too. It's big. It looks like it could hold like 4 or 5 yellow lunchboxes in it. So the items that we circled have a larger capacity. They can hold more than the lunchbox. So we are going to go on now, and I'm going to just very quickly talk to you about this packet that you have. So on the front there are some sandboxes, okay, and the directions say use red squares to fill both sandboxes in the page. Tell which sandbox holds more. Circle the sandbox that holds less. Okay, so now if I use the red cubes to fill up the sandbox, I'm going to do that right here. And it might not even fill up the entire sandbox, but I will try. Okay. Do you think that did a pretty good job of filling up the sandbox? Okay, now I'm going to count how many cubes I used. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I used 12 cubes to fill up that sandbox. Now I'm going to go down here and I'm going to use cubes to fill up this sandbox, just the same way that I did with that one. Okay, do you think that's about right? How many did I use here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which is more, 12 or 7? Yeah, I would say that 12 is more. Which sandbox holds more? Circle the sandbox that holds less. So I'm going to trace over the dotted line that circles this sandbox because it only held 7 of my cubes. And the other sandbox held 12, which is definitely more. Okay, now we're going to go on. And on the inside, you have some words that are important for you to remember when you're doing this math. Okay, so the first word is capacity, right? How much does it hold? And the second says holds more, and the last says holds less. If something holds more, it's going to be bigger. If something holds less, it's going to be smaller. So if you look at this problem right here and compare the two containers, trace the circle around the object that holds more. Trace the X on the object that holds less. Holds more, holds less. Okay, so that's what you're going to do on the see and show page. Now, it is possible that there's going to be something that holds the same amount. Okay. Draw an X on the object that holds less, circle the object that holds more. If the objects hold the same, underline them. So if the objects hold the same, underline them. Got it? All right. And then the very last thing I want to show you, because if you know how to do the see and show, then you'll know the on my own. So the last page is the one on the back, the problem solving. It's got a whole bunch of different containers. Look at the object in the box. The object in the box is the popcorn container, like at the movies. Draw an X on the items that hold more than that object. Circle the items that hold less than that object. Okay? Draw an X on the items that hold more. Circle the items that hold less. So if I was going to look at this little milk carton, I would say it's less. So I'm going to circle it, less. But this giant carton would hold more. So we'll go through and look at all the pictures. Circle the items that hold less, put an X on the items that hold more. Okay, work hard, everybody.